Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be reacting to my Premier League predictions that I did at the start of the season. If you're new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, starting off, I'm just going to tell you the format. So, I'm basically going to do the same thing. If you didn't see my championship predictions, it's basically the format I'm going to go is I'll say who I thought would be whatever position like last, and then I'll tell them when they actually finished and how far off I was. But yeah, that's basically the format. Anyway, let's get into it. So, starting off in 20th position, I thought Fulham would finish 20th. I mean, I was close. They did still get relegated, getting 18th, but it wasn't to be with my prediction. I did get a couple right, but not loads. But yeah, stay tuned to see who I actually got right and who I got terribly, terribly wrong. Speaking of terribly wrong, 19th position, I predicted Aston Villa. I thought they didn't have an amazing season, just surviving on the last day, I believe it was. And I thought they probably would end up going down. I mean, quite a few people thought they would go down, but they actually had a very good season and finished 11th. So fair play to them. Fair play to the whole team, really. I mean, Jack Grealish did very well at the start of the season before getting injured. Ollie Watkins has done quite well as well, and Emi Martinez been one of the best signings of the season. And yeah, fair play to him. Moving on to who I thought would be 18th, I thought it would be West Ham. Obviously, I'm very, very wrong. They actually finished 6th, so I'm about 12 places off. I think that is. Yeah, that's very badly wrong. I haven't really got much more to say. Actually, no, I do. I mean, the reason why I did it was because everybody was really predicting them to not having a great season because, I mean, things weren't looking good when they sold Dean Garner. All the players kind of went against the manager and the board for doing that, but it just didn't seem like their morale was that high going into the season. But fair play to them. They've just gone and smashed out of the park, and to get 6th position is just mental, really, and it'll be interesting to see them in European football next season. Moving on to my 17th position prediction, I thought it'd be Brighton. I mean, they were 16th. It was only one off, not like the West Ham or the Aston Villa one where it was actually quite a lot off. It was only one. And, I mean, I'll take that. A solid season for them. Solid season. Graham Potter's done quite well with them. And they've probably cemented themselves in the Premier League now. Probably even last season they did that. But now they definitely secured themselves there. And fair play to them. Moving on to who I thought would be 16th, I thought it would be West Brom. I mean, you probably will just think I'm being biased, but I just thought going into it, we had good morale. We were seemingly linked with some good signings. We got all our loan players back, and I mean, things just didn't work out for us. I mean, we didn't have a terrible end of the season, but our actual start and middle was just terrible. So, and we went through 2 managers as well, which wasn't great. But 19th they finished, which is just going back down. I mean, I didn't really expect loads else. I mean, I might have said 16th, but in the back of my mind, I probably knew that we weren't going to have an amazing season. I was just trying to be optimistic, really. Moving on to who I thought would be 15th. I thought it would be Leeds. I mean, I was close. They actually finished 9th. I say close. Not really that close. 6 positions is quite a lot, really. They've had a very good season. Bielsa's done very well with them, and they got close to getting Europe, only 2 positions off. And yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say, except from how good the players have been. I mean, I got to give a few players credit, like Patrick Bamford, even Rodrigo coming near the end of the season, Meslier, Stuart Dallas, a great season. So yeah, there was a few players that had great seasons. I'm probably missing out a lot of people like Rafinha, great season. But yeah, moving on. 14th position, I predicted Newcastle. They were actually finished 12th, which, I mean, it did seem likely that they might finish 14th, coming near to the end of the season. But, I mean, I was close to 12th. I mean, I didn't really expect them to get 12th, just because of the fact that even just near the end of the season, I didn't expect them to get 12th. They were 17th at one point, fighting to just stay up, and then to get 12th is fair play to them. They had a very good end to the season. Willock did very well coming to the club. And, I mean, I was a few places off. No, 2 places off. That's not that bad. Moving on to who I thought would be 13th. I predicted Crystal Palace. I mean, that's close. I mean, I got 40. They finished 14th. It wasn't really that big of a gap, just a one position gap. And I mean, I'll take that. Roy Hodgson, he's probably going to be missed in the Premier League if he doesn't go to another Premier League club. But fair play to him. Pretty getting to, can I say, really legend status of Crystal Palace. I mean, the Crystal Palace fans seem to love him. They started chanting him away at the end of the season. But yeah, only one position I was wrong there. Moving on to who I thought would be 12th. This is another big one. Sheffield, I predicted them to be 12th. They actually finished 20th. I was 8 positions off with them. And I mean, everybody predicted them to finish quite high. They had just come off a season where they almost did get Europe. And they were like thinking, oh, maybe it's possible for them to have another solid season. Not quite get Europe, but have another solid season. That's what I was certainly thinking, at least. But it was second season syndrome with them, and they're going right back down. Moving on to my 11th position, Southampton. I thought they would get 11th just on the fact of how they kind of settled the ship at their club, and by the end of this last season, they were playing very good football. But they did get 15th, so I was 4 positions off. And it's alright, but they could have definitely done a lot better this season. Moving on to my 10th position. This is a bit of an optimistic one I had. Burnley. I mean, they finished 17th. I was 7 positions off there. And I don't really know why I thought that Burnley would do well. You'd have to probably go have a look at the video again. I don't really remember what my thought process was. But, you know, I predict them to be 10th. They finished 17th. Moving on to my 9th position, I predicted Everton. I mean, they got 10th. I was only 1 position off. Solid season for them. I mean, there was a point where at the very start of the season, they looked like they might even win the league or get Champions League. But they crumbled. They didn't crumble. They just went back down to where they should be. And that's a pretty normal position for Everton. Moving to my 8th position, I predicted Wolves. Wolves actually finished 13th. So I was 5 positions off. It's still not great, but it's alright. I mean, Wolves definitely could have finished higher if Jimenez didn't get injured. But, I mean, things happen, and that was a terrible injury. And I'm glad to see him coming back soon. I think he's coming back soon. But I think things will probably go well for them again soon. But now they've lost Nuno, I don't really know. But we'll just have to wait and see with them. Moving on to the first one I actually got right, which is my 7th position of Spurs. I predict them to get 7th. They got 7th, European Conference League. And, I mean, that's all I got to say, really. I predicted in my 6th position, Arsenal. Arsenal actually finished 8th, so I was 2 positions off. I just thought that they'd just get just over Spurs, which, I mean, it could have happened. But West Ham actually finished there, like I said before, so fair play to them. Arsenal, not a great season, but they kind of rescued it, saying that they could have finished outside the top half of the table at one point. They have kind of rescued it, but still didn't get Europe, so not a great season for them, really. Moving on to the second club that I actually got right, second and last club that I actually got right to their position, Leicester. 5th, I predicted them. They should have got Champions League. I don't know how that prediction ended up coming true, but 5th, they did get Europa League again, and maybe next season will be their season to see if they can get Champions League. Moving on to my top 4 now. 4th position, I predicted Manchester United. I thought they'd just sneak in. Turns out it was actually Chelsea. I mean, I thought bigger things of Chelsea. I thought they could have possibly won the league of the signings they were making, but a lot of them flopped. But still a solid season for them. And yeah, anyway, Man United, solid season. Actually, no, pretty good season, really. Moving on to my 3rd position, I predicted Chelsea. I thought they could have won the league maybe, or at least push quite close to them, but they didn't, and they ended up finishing 4th, just about getting Champions League. My number 2 spot now, I predicted Manchester City. So, I mean, I was 1 position wrong there, but that 1 position is the big position, obviously. And, I mean, fair play to them for winning the league again. Congratulations to them. Moving on to who I predicted to finish first, you probably already know it. It was Liverpool. They actually finished... Where did they finish? They finished 3rd. So, I mean, 2 positions off, but predicting them to be first. I just thought they'd do it 2 years in a row, as they did look really solid. But the Van Dijk injury and quite a few other injuries did really seem to set them back. And, I mean, they were quite lucky to get 3rd, really. But yeah, that is my predictions. I hope you have enjoyed. If you are new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you did indeed like the video. And thanks for watching.